That brings us to Barrett's three-point stance, presented by your Mercedes. You think you can still get in the three-point stance?
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Bro, let me see.
That's 2 points.
That's 2.
3
3.
points.
I want more weight on the forward. Oh, look at that.
Still moving. Still got it.
I was scared. We saw the Bills knocked off by the Jets yesterday. So your first stance, the Eagles are the best team in the NFL, period, end of story.
I think I've been saying that for the past 4 weeks. Yes, they are the best team in the NFL. Why? It's because of what they're made of, what they consist of, what this team has been built on, and that's in the trenches. They have the best, let me say it again, the best offensive line in the NFL. You're talking about a team that's 8-0 now. I mean, you are what your record says you are. But when I look at it, I see how well they are. The best offensive line. I think they have the best defensive backs in the league. I mean, you got to look at Slay, Bradbury.
Yeah.
And then when you add Devontae Maddox, they have the best 2, then the best 3 at the slot in the NFL on our squad. I think we have a top 3 tight end. Top 3 Dallas Goedert. He is definitely one of the best tight ends in the league, and he's starting to show it, and people are starting to take notice on how good he is. When you look at that, he is one of the guys that are playmakers in the middle. So when you say who's the top tight ends, you got to mention, Kelsey. Mm-hmm. You got to mention Kitchens, but you got to mention him after that.
Yeah.
So I say at least top 3.
All
then
right.
I go with the top wide receiving core. I mean, I love it. Brown and Smith. That tandem is probably one of the best. And then you add Quez Watkins to the equation. Now they got an impact player to take the top off. Then we go with the top defensive line. We're at least top 10. I'm not going to say like we were top 5, we used to be. But we're at least top 10. So this team has everything going to be a consistent threat in the NFL. That's why I'm saying we have a top 3, let me say it again, a top 3 quarterback in the NFL also. So when you add all that stuff together, mix it in a pot, you get that good gumbo. And right now, that good gumbo are the Eagles, who are sitting, the only undefeated team at the top of the heap, at the top of the list. You are what your record says you are. So why wouldn't you say this is the best team? Everybody's talking about Josh Allen. Everybody's talking about Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs are a better team. And the Bills are a better team. What's it going to show you? Anything of Sunday, you're not the best team, you're going to get beat. Eagles have shown for the last 8 times they are the best team.
I'm waiting for some of that double B gumbo, I'm telling you that. Number 2, how about it? You said top 3 quarterback. How about an MVP quarterback? Your second stance. Jalen Hurts has a real chance to win the MVP because it seems like a 3-horse race at this point.
Well, you mean as long as they keep winning the way they're winning, you can't take it away from him. You have to put him in a position where he's one of the top guys in there. I'm looking at so when you look at the stats, you break down the stats. Jalen Hurts is up there with the amount of yards they have, touchdowns that they have. Josh Allen, he is the creme de la creme of quarterbacks, right? We can't take that away from him. Mahomes is the creme de la creme. But it's your record that dictates what an MVP is. What is this team without a Jalen Hurts? It's a bad team. With him there, it's a great team. You look at the Josh Allen. Without him there, it's a bad team. With him there, he's an MVP candidate. And the same thing with Mahomes. But if you look at Jalen Hurts and how he goes about his business, he is one of the top guys in the NFL. And not just his ability to go out there and run. Everybody's saying the intangibles, or he can run the ball. No, let's look at what he's done consistently. He's a drop-back quarterback when they need to. The last 2 weeks, he's been a drop-back quarterback. He has a strong arm. He can read defenses, get you out of bad plays, get to a play in which will get the first down, get the touchdown. He's done that. Then you talk about, all right, his RPO game, his read option games. Those are all things that he's made into one of the biggest weapons in the NFL. It's not just going out there and reading defenses. It's more than just reading defenses when you're a quarterback. How about you can pass the ball when you read defenses, but how about reading defenses to run the ball? That's what he's become a specialist at. He looks at number counts, understands what plays are good and what plays are bad. He goes out there and says, all right, I got a light box, I'm going to run the ball. He can run the read option. If the end crashes, he can take it and run for a first down. If he gets in trouble, he can get out of the pocket, run for a first down. Those are all things that he's refined and become great at. His ability to take over a game, read defenses, not just on the passing game, but the running game, all that stuff he's become great at. I mean, tell me one quarterback that does half the stuff he does as far as running the ball.
Yeah, I can't name him. Maybe the kid from Baltimore, maybe Kyler Murray.
But then you look at
Arizona.
that. But then you look at the intangibles of leadership. He's a better leader than the kid from Baltimore. You look at touchdown. He's got 6 running touchdowns. 6 running touchdowns. 12 throwing touchdowns. Everybody says, oh, he runs the ball to it. He's our first down back. He's our goal line back. You can run him on first down and get a first down. He's one of those guys that he does everything well. So that's why I love Jalen Hurts and his ability to go out there and control the game from the quarterback position.
And also, I think the offense believes in him as much or more as they believe in Nick Sirianni, and that's no disrespect to
Not
Nick
just
Sirianni.
the offense, though. Not
the
just
whole
the
team.
Offense, the entire team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Final stance. You have no idea what the Colts are doing. First, they announced today they fired Frank Reich after another loss yesterday, but Barrett, they're replacing him with former Colt Jeff Saturday, and on a Monday, no less. Saturday has no college or pro coaching experience. What is that, Barrett?
I don't quite understand what they're doing. In fact, I'm waiting for a call right now from my former team, either the Steelers or maybe even the Detroit Lions. I'm going to come right out the booth, and I'm going to go straight over and be a head coach there. But to go there with no coaching experience, I don't know whether they're trying to set him up for failure or what they're doing. But you can't ask this guy to come in who has no managerial anything as far as running a team. You got to be a manager of men to run a team. I know he's going to rely on those coordinators and other coaches to get his vision across. But at this point, does he really know and have a vision? How did they know he wanted to coach? I hadn't heard anything. I hadn't seen him get any interviews. I hadn't seen him, go to a college team and see if they want to interview him there. He's just all of a sudden head coach. I tell you what, it's got to be the owner. This has to be his stuff.
But also, whacking Frank Reich, he's averaged 10 wins a season in his fourth season, not quite 4 seasons. He seems like he's still getting up to speed, but they've shifted quarterbacks on him just about every year.
I just don't understand it. But still, to go with Saturday, I'm looking at their roster, and they have John Fox, a former head coach. He's the defensive coordinator. Why is he not considered a head coach or be the interim head coach? They have Gus Bradley. Gus Bradley was a former head coach. You're not using him? I mean, even guys that are coaching, they got Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne's a former player.
Yeah.
He's on the staff. You're not going to use him? How about this? They have a guy that has a gold jacket. You know what I'm saying? A Hall of Famer, there, and Kevin Mawai. Kevin Mawai, one of the best centers to ever play the game. He's there, an assistant offensive line coach. Why didn't they ask him to do it? I don't understand what this is, if they're setting him up or they told him something like, hey, man, you're going to be the guy going forward. Because this isn't what you want to put on your resume to start off in your coaching career. You became a head coach. You're going to fail miserably. That's a terrible team. They don't have a quarterback. You're going into a no-win situation. Your best players are all hurt. They're not even playing. I mean, how do you go in and take over a situation and think that you're going to have some success at it?
Yeah.
I just can't see it happen.
Don't make no sense.
No.
All right, here's Bird's Eye View presented by Ocean Casino and Resort in Atlantic City. Check out the Eagles' remaining schedule, Double B. They're just about halfway to history. Those Colts on tap for Week 11 in Indy. The Eagles are 8-0. Giants are 6-2. So are the Cowboys. And the Tennessee Titans, they went toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs last night at KC. So is this remaining schedule a little more daunting than maybe we first thought?
No, that's still not daunting. I mean, this Eagles team had to go out there and take care of business. But that's still, look at the schedule. That's still in the schedule that I would think of in fear. Green Bay, they suck. No matter who they had, they suck. You don't care if the quarterback, A-Rod, is the best quarterback to play the game in the past 10 years. They still suck. So at this point, I think it's full goals with the Giants. I think they come back down to reality. You look at this Dallas team, they may have something to go against it, but I really believe the Eagles
They beat Dallas already.
Exactly. The Eagles are the only people that can keep them from winning.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody else has the players to stop them. They can only stop themselves.
And I don't know what the status of Ryan Tannehill is, but Malik Willis did not look great at quarterback last night. If you can't hand it to Derrick Henry, then forget about it.
Well, that's it. It's one-trick pony. I mean, you look at a quarterback that they had, he only threw to running backs and tight ends. He didn't throw it out to his receivers. And if you saw that, did you see A.J. Brown trolling them?
Yeah.
Saying, oh, I guess they couldn't get open or whatever. They start trolling, don't even worry about it, A.J. We love you here. Let them say what they want to say. We love you here, bro.
Indeed.